The views and opinions expressed by the participants on this show are not necessarily those of Stewart Information Services Corporation, Stewart Title, or Stewart Insurance. Before you make any investment, you should seek the advice of your investment advisor or attorney.
Whether you're a real estate broker, realtor, homeowner, buyer, or seller, everything matters when it comes to real estate. This is Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. Stewart Title's Bill Knapik and guests open the door to what really matters in owning, buying, and selling real estate. And now, Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title, brought to you by Stewart Insurance. Here to inform, entertain, and inspire, Bill Knapik.
Welcome to the show. It is Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. I'm your host, Bill Knapik. Thank you for joining us on show number, drum roll please, show number 450. That's right, 450 weekends we have been on the air, and we are so glad that you're listening to this show today, a special show, number 450, Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. I always remind you to go to stewart.com/radio. That's stewart.com/radio. That's right, you could see the guest, hear the guest on the website, stewart.com/radio, and you can also access any of the past episodes for the last couple years. So we appreciate you listening today, and we have great guests as always. First, we're going to start with Ozzy Ramirez. He is with eXp Realty. Ozzy, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. The guns is great. That's great.
And another reason to look at the website, Ozzy has his Astros very colorful outfit on today. You could see the Go Astros theme. Ozzy Ramirez, super awesome, Ozzy. Let's tell people, first of all, Ozzy, you are with eXp Realty. Let's tell them about your company.
I run a team with eXp called the AskOzzy.com real estate team. I'm a broker associate, and I've been in the business for a little over 17 years, and I think we just specialize in loving on people, and the rest will figure itself out.
And then they find their home, right?
They do. We love people to the next best place in our life, wherever that may be.
Well, one of the things, as we were talking before the show, you do a lot of things. You're helping buyers, sellers. You're an investor yourself. But first, let's talk about the buyers and sellers in the geographic area that you seem to be serving the buyers and sellers the most. What would that be?
So I'd call it the 45 corridor. So I'd say east downtown to Galveston. South of I-10 is probably the place where we're at the most. Our hub is in Pearland, Texas.
And we know the market has been shifting and changing all around. Let's tell people, how is it right now for those that are in Houston that want to know what's happening, but also those that listen on the internet far and wide?
So like I said before, this is strictly opinion, but overall, if you look at what's happening in the last 90 days, we've had a big shift from it being a dominating seller's market to where I feel like buyers have kind of gotten that fatigue. They slowed down, the interest rates raised, and we're not seeing the ridiculous multiple offer situations and over asking price that we saw. In fact, I'd say the advantage is definitely on the buyer side right now. A lot more days on the market, a lot of properties expiring that we didn't see before. So it's definitely taken a shift.
Yeah, and on the list that I'm on, I'm seeing a lot of back on the market, price reductions. You're seeing that right there in real life too.
Absolutely.
The other thing I'm hearing is that a lot of sellers that have secured their home at very low interest rates that may want to be moving or selling are saying, hey, I got this at such a great rate, I'm not going to sell anytime soon.
Yeah, it absolutely will deter financially. It makes a lot of sense to stick if you were at a 2.5 and now you're getting a 6.25 or 6.
And let's tell people, let's say out of the last 10 transactions you were involved with, how many were buyers and how many were sellers?
So,
or 50-50.
So I know we're at about a 44% on the buy side, so we're about 56 on the list side.
And the buyers that you're helping, how many would have been new home buyers or first-time buyers, rather?
First-time buyer, I do not have the statistic for you, so I couldn't help you out on that one.
But you run into the first-time buyer, I guess.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Well, give people an idea. Again, your website is easy to remember, AskOzzy.com, right?
Yes, sir.
I like that. How long have you had that?
I bought it in 2007 from a guy out of Pennsylvania. It came on a suggestion from a real estate broker in Friendswood.
Let's tell people, if a buyer comes to you and that they're interested in the Pearland area right now, and a lot of people are, that's like all the areas has been growing a lot. Give us an idea of the price ranges that the median price range in Pearland, and what's the availability of homes if I want to buy a home in Pearland?
So going back to first-time home buyers, honestly, Pearland has become a place that's a little less affordable for first-time home buyers. Prices increasing a lot have kind of pushed them out a little bit, and we feel like a lot of people are moving more towards the outer rings like Alvin and stuff like that, where there's still a lot of green space, a lot of development available out there. So those prices are going to be a lot more affordable. Pricing in Pearland, we're seeing an average around $365 to $425 in there.
So let's say for $400,000, that would be a good price. We could find something there in Pearland?
Yeah, absolutely. You're probably sitting around 2,750 square feet, a home that was built in the past 15, 20 years.
And then what about the new construction there? What are you seeing? Is there options and availability?
So we actually just started looking to pulling builder permits and seeing how many permits are being pulled per county. We haven't dug into those numbers yet, but I do know that properties are sitting on the market longer. We also have a lot of builders that a couple months ago weren't respecting real estate agents are starting to get back with paying commissions and bonuses and things like that because they want to be more competitive. That's just a key indicator that the market has absolutely shifted.
That's one of the things the builders they move back and forth with incentives sometimes when they want to sell the homes. And a lot of the builders I've seen have built a pretty big inventory of homes. Now, I don't know in the Pearland area, but there's one place north I'm thinking of. So, yeah, they have to sell those homes.
Yeah, things are sitting a lot longer. The builders, they have their pulse on the market probably more than most real estate agents ever will. If you're a real estate agent, you really want to see what's happening in the market, pay attention to what the builders are doing.
Now, sellers, let's say someone's there in the Pearland. We could pick that area just for example. Again, a seller comes to you, Ozzie, I want to sell my house. How are you advising them? And let's say, keeping that number, it's about a $450,000 home roughly. Mm-hmm. How are you advising the seller?
Well, every house is going to be a little bit different. So you have to look at the numbers and what they're really telling you. So it used to be that you could kind of edge up on the top side of the market and still get your property sold, and it was going to work out. Now, if you're not very competitive on most markets, you're going to find yourself sitting a whole lot longer than you really want to. So you have to, it's not on the upswing like it was. It very much is a little more, not stale, but even, or even having to be more competitive and price lower on the market than you were before if you want to get moved.
And of course, as the listing agent, you're doing probably some extra things to help sell that property.
The most extra thing we're having to do is educate sellers that we're not in the same market we were 3 months ago. They have to understand that things have shifted, and it's painful because they've been programmed over the past year and a half at these upswing in prices. We can get top of market. Oh, we're going to have bidding wars.
They're thinking it's easy.
They think it's really easy. These things become good and they become bad. They're good because people begin to see the value again in real estate agents because they understand that we work for our dollar. It's bad because I feel bad for the sellers that aren't willing to adapt with the market because they're going to be left wondering what's wrong with my house, why isn't it working, or blaming real estate agents and staying on even longer.
So we know those smart buyers and sellers are listening to this show, so now they know, Ozzie. Give us an idea also in your world of real estate. You're also an investor. You mentioned property management. Give us a word on, let's say, the property management world right now.
What I would say is we're seeing more tenants come in than ever before. I'm seeing more lease opportunities than I've seen in a really long time. I feel like that buyer fatigue where they got tired of fighting and they're tired of interest rates. They're leasing. It's smart. Well, a lot of people don't realize it. Pricing as it was increasing because the interest rates were low, the competition, everything was there. The rental markets didn't always catch up as quickly. So you have properties that are much more affordable on the rental side. And I know real estate agents might kick me in the shin for saying that, but telling the truth's better than trying to act like it's not happening.
So what you're saying is there are a lot of people looking to lease, would you say?
It may be a more economical situation for some people who were considering buying.
And then your company's also helping people lease, buy, and sell.
Absolutely, yes, sir.
So for the person that's in the process of leasing, they say, hey, Ozzie, I want to lease a house. What's the first thing you do there? How much they want to spend, or
it's what's funny is whether they want to lease or they want to buy. The first thing we're doing is we're connecting with the lender to pull credit so we can find out where they're at on the spectrum. Like where are their capabilities? And sometimes when we do the numbers, they realize it may be a better opportunity to buy.
It's all about the numbers, and also what the lifestyle, how long someone may want to be here as well.
Absolutely.
So one of the things is that I don't know why I had this number in mind, and even regardless of the past couple of years, I just think that $2,000 a month can get someone a home, a nice apartment. Would that be true in your area that you cover?
You can.
Or
you
would
can
you
find
need to go
deals
up
out
to
there.
$3,000 or $2,500?
We're finding 2-bedroom apartments are $1,500 to $1,800 a month. It's 3-bedroom house is going to range $2,000 to $2,700 a month.
We're talking with Ozzie Ramirez with EXP Realty. Ozzie, also, as far as an investor, now you say you buy homes and apartment complexes and things like that. Just give us a word on that. And one of the things that attracts you to even invest in real estate, other than, I mean, you have a big job just helping buyers and sellers, but here on your own, you must believe in real estate, that it's a good investment. Even in these difficult times or challenging times, you're betting on the future, I'm guessing.
Oh, yeah. I tell people I invest in two things almost solely is people and real estate. People first, real estate second. I don't really mess with stock. I have stock in EXP, which I appreciate that and enjoy it. But if you look at what's happened in the stock market right now, I think you'd be silly to think it's a great idea.
I'm afraid to look, Ozzie.
It is scary. People have lost a lot of money in the markets right now. I love it because I get to go in and touch my investment. This is mine. This building belongs to me. If it burns down, I got insurance. There's a lot of security in the situation, and it's made me a lot of money.
Very tangible asset, no doubt about that. Ozzie, let's also tell people you're successful now. You're in real estate 17 or so years. Give us an idea of your morning routine to help your success every day. Is there something you do or a series of things you do to have the right mindset before you start your day or as you're starting your day?
So I got a lot of kids. So I got four kids. I got 4 kids. So
well, that qualifies as a lot, I would say.
My day starts like shaking kids, like, let's go. But I'm usually up around 4:45. I work out with a really good group called F3 on Monday, Wednesdays, and actually Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Then I get up, I get ready. I'm into the office right around 8 o'clock. We start with a morning huddle to get things going. Different days, different subjects. Mondays, motivational. Tuesdays, Thursdays, we cover numbers. Wednesdays, we read a book, and we're studying it. Right now, we are reading Sales EQ, which is a great sales book. Friday, we do what's called the Win and the Learn. We all just celebrate what our week was, and we talk about the adversity we also faced. We share that with each other. 8:30 to 9, we do script practice and role play. 9 to 11 is strict lead generation. We're getting on the phones and building relationships because that's what this business is about.
AskOzzie.com. Also, Ozzie, let's tell people your phone number so they want to reach out to you.
It's 713-201-4089.
Sounds like you said 713-201-4089. They can call Ozzie. They can ask Ozzie and go to your website, askozzie.com, right?
I love answering questions and helping people out.
There you go. Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
As we continue, it's time to talk to Martha and Troy Downs. They are with the Andrea Kern team and Compass Real Estate. Hey, guys, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you so much. Glad to be here.
Thank you, Bill.
Well, we're glad to see you here and talk about real estate on this beautiful day today. First of all, let's tell people, Troy, we'll start with you. As far as Compass Real Estate, people have heard about Compass. Let's tell them about your company.
Well, we're a part of the Andrea Kern team, which is a part of Compass. Compass is a nationwide broker based officially in New York. We're a part of Compass Real Estate Texas LLC. And under Compass Real Estate Texas LLC, there are multiple other sub-brokerages, I'll call them, for lack of a better term, that service areas. We're based in Northwest Houston. Cypress 77095, 77084. But admittedly, and speaking personally, I've covered sales and transactions from as far south as Hitchcock to as far north as College Station. So where we need to be to support our clients, that's where we go.
That sounds pretty good, Martha. So you have your work cut out for you. You're in a dynamic market, the Cypress area. We know that all the areas are growing, but certainly that Cypress is really something, right?
It sure is, especially with the new developments of Dunham Point.
Expansions of Bridgeland out to the west of Toll Road 99. It's huge. It really is. There's a whole lot more growth, and all that's new builds. Obviously, we still work with resale properties and things like that, but there's a tremendous amount of growth in the northwest part of Houston.
Well, one of the things, and I could be wrong, but it seems like, and when I take that Grand Parkway, I see so many rock trucks. I'm very careful around the rock trucks, but there are so many. There's so much construction. Would it be safe to say that if someone is not really concerned about what part of Houston they want to be, but they just said, I want to go to a place where there's lots of selection of brand new construction. Would that be, would we say it's an abundant area right there?
It'd be a great place. Yeah, there's a lot. There's still some builds in the old Bridgeland inside of 99, and I say east of 99, but a lot of the growth and expansion of the community is west of 99.
So a lot's going on. So when people hear this show outside of Houston, maybe they're going to join us here in Houston someday and move. The West Side is really a happening place, no doubt about it.
Absolutely. You can still drive by and see cattle and horses. And then on the next corner, lots of commercial and residential properties. Funny story, we have some buyers from New York, and they were so proud to be Texans, so we made sure to bring him a straw hat.
Had to break him in right. Had to break him in.
He was very appreciative.
Sounds like a good closing gift, by the way, for the people that are coming from outside the state. Well, on that same note, Martha, as we think about people that are coming from other states, are you guys running into a lot of that? Or, again, take the number 10 out of the last 10 transactions that you've handled. Have any of them been from people out of Texas?
Absolutely. Of those, probably the last and I'm going to go back to the 10 number that you threw out there, probably 4 to 5, possibly even 6 if my memory serves me correctly. But, yeah, there's quite a bit of movement to Texas from out of state. Finances, trends in the local community as far as politics and things like that go. Obviously, it's warm here versus being in the snow for 5 to 6 months out of the year in the northeast part of the country. So there's quite a bit of movement here. Schools are great, and I'm speaking more to Cypress, I guess, specifically. But the schools are some of the best in the nation here. In fact, Martha taught elementary in Cy-Fair for 14 years.
Oh, wow.
So she knows a lot about the school district, the people, the quality of education, things like that.
So what grade did you teach, Martha?
Mostly kindergarten.
Oh, there you go. Now, is teaching kindergartners anything like real estate as far as teaching the would-be buyers and sellers? Do
Yes,
you see
absolutely,
a connection?
I do. There's a lot of teaching going on in real estate, a lot of reminders. It's a extensive process, and it can be tedious, and I'm here to walk them through every step of the way to get to the finish line. Most people don't buy a house, but once every, I don't know exactly know what the statistics are, 10 to 15 years, and so things have changed. The real estate laws have changed. They change over the years, and so it's always a new experience, regardless if they're a first-time buyer or if they've gone through the process before. And so it's a lot of training and teaching.
Well, speaking of that first-time buyer, so you're seeing some of the first-time buyers even now in this climate, this changing market?
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, there's still quite a few first-time buyers, and rental is obviously an option. In fact, she and I rent, in part because when we married, we had adult kids at home, and we didn't know what the plan was for the next few years. So we continue to rent because that's our best economic option. The tax advantages, having your own place. I used a comment a couple of years ago to somebody that, if you want to hang your Texas Star on the front of your home, you can when you own that home. So there's still some huge benefit and value to owning your own home, in spite of the increase in interest rates and the different transitions of the market that we've seen over the last few months.
No doubt about it. Now, when you all have your meeting at Compass, certainly, as you mentioned, they have a headquarters in New York. They have feelers out all over the world, really. Are you getting any information as far as what the corporate office and the leaders are seeing as total trends, or any trends that might be emerging, say, finishing up the year and as we look at the 2023 year coming upon us? What are you all talking about?
We actually just saw this morning from Robert Refkin, who's the CEO.
And he was just in town, too, recently.
He was just in town. And I think this year he's visiting, I think the number I saw was 100 offices around the country. His take is, no matter what we're hearing on the news and the media and the trends we're seeing, it's still a very positive market. Now, the cost of homes, obviously, they've elevated, and with the increase in interest rates, the principal and interest, the monthly portion of it, has increased some. But at the same time, there's still a drive to move people into newer homes or into resale properties. People are always wanting to upgrade where they live. COVID taught us a lot about what we have and what we still really need, and that move towards homes that are more to someone's liking, to someone's preference, that trend is still moving. The increase in the interest rates, unfortunately, it has put a lot more people kind of on the fence. But at the same time, there's still a lot of buyers out there that the interest rates aren't bothering them. They understand things that they can do on the side, such as paying a couple $100 in interest more every month. That helps, even though you don't see it, that helps to reduce your overall interest payments towards the purchase of that home.
So the market still is going to be, I'm guessing, is steady, is what we're seeing, maybe certainly more so here in Texas and even Houston.
Correct.
I mean, this is a popular spot. I mean, they're still building commercial real estate, large buildings and things like that. So I think we have some advantages here. Now, you are a husband and wife team within a team working together. Give us an idea, some of the tips, because in real estate, we know there's a lot in real estate professionals, not just realtors, but mortgage people. There's a lot of husband and wife teams working together. For those listening that are in that situation or thinking about that situation, give us an idea, a couple bullet points to the key to your success working together. Martha, he's pointing at you. So
we play off of each other's strengths and cover each other's weaknesses. I enjoy talking to people and getting to know people, and basically say the science married the art. And if you want to guess who's who,
don't guess.
I'm
don't
actually
guess.
fairly scientific. However, I'll go with the art. But Troy his father was a contractor for several decades, and so he had some experience building homes, and so he kind of knows the ins and outs and can answer a lot more of the technical questions. And
that would really come in handy.
And with his IT background, I can literally take a photo of a wire sticking out of the wall and what is this? My client needs to know what this is. And right away, he knows exactly what that wire is for. And so it's really, and he's really good on the computer and writing offers and negotiating repairs. And so I'm out showing houses and he's writing offers. And
now, if I may add to that, she'll come back and she'll sit down and give me 30 minutes of background of where they've been, how many parents they have, where their granddaughters are. And I'm like, what? How did you get all that information? But she's an amazing communicator with people, and people draw to her. They relate to her just because of her personality and her charm and her compassion for helping people do what they're trying to do as far as purchasing a home goes.
It sounds like a pretty powerful team to me.
It took us a bit to figure it out. You know, we both, when we first kind of became a team, we both were doing the same thing. And then we realized, well, I'm better at this, you're better at that. So let me have the stuff I'm good at. You take the stuff you're good at, and let's see if we can blend this to be a little more efficient together.
And there are many analogies to how a team can work together, how it can be orchestrated and that. But I'm working on a bike right now, a bicycle. So I'm thinking of gears. And when things work together, the gears are meshing and they're smooth when the gear changes. That's what you're describing to me.
That's it. We've had, just as an example, we've had several instances where, you know, she's out showing, and then we'll have a buyer come in or one of our clients come in, and they need to see a home at a certain point. So we always tell our clients that, you know, either one of us can show, either one of us can write, either one of us can help manage the entire process. It's not only we have strengths and weaknesses in what we do, but we also can back each other up very well.
Sounds awesome to me. We're talking with Martha and Troy Downs with the Andrea Kern team and Compass Real Estate. Give us an idea, guys. Now, in the morning, as we think about successful individuals in the real estate world and in other places, many people have a certain morning routine that they do. So give us an idea. We'll start with Troy.
Coffee.
Well, you're first. Okay. I'm with you there,
Yeah,
Troy.
let's start with coffee.
Start with coffee.
The morning routines or coffee, ideally we have set a schedule for the day, or at least we have done some time blocking to dedicate time to certain tasks, such as searching for homes, follow up with clients, things like that. 3 days a week we have huddle meetings at our office to go over trends, to go over new listings or any issues that may have come up. We also twice a week do online coaching through Zoom with a gentleman named Chirac Shaw who's with Compass, who's based in New York. Tremendous coach. Today's lesson was a lot about self-care. And we as realtors, we tend to forget that. You know, we have to take care of ourselves because the hours get long. They get when everybody else starts talking about, thank goodness it's Friday. Well, that's when our work
Gearing up.
weekend starts, obviously. So today's coaching is almost every session that he throws out there for coaching was quite beneficial in terms of our self-care, obviously. That's the gist of it, I suppose. Every routine is every morning, let's plan the day. And that's really where it starts.
You get the mindset right. And Martha, what would you add to that? Now, you're a coffee drinker as well?
Yes,
Okay.
but I would say, and I don't always do this, but I would aim to start with prayer and then coffee and then emails and phone calls. And, we've kind of always said tackle the
tougher
most,
things?
yes,
There you go.
early to get them out of the
That's
way.
not easy to do either. I mean, a lot of success talk we hear about, eat the frog for breakfast, eat nails in your cereal or whatever, however you want to put it. But it's not that easy to do. You're like,
No.
oh, do I really have to do it? Let me get it over with. But
Sometimes everybody is priority one. So it's hard to sort out which priority is the highest priority one.
sounds good to me, guys. Well, let's tell people before we close the segment, what else do you want them to know? Troy.
Just know that us as agents have our clients' best interest at heart. As I said before, I've driven from Hitchcock to College Station to help clients out. But what we want is for the people to make what's usually the biggest purchase that they'll ever make in their lives. Make sure it's smooth. Make sure
Unless
that
they buy gas. But
unless they buy gas, yes, and that's a loan though. That's a lender. But just to make sure that our offerings and our support and our knowledge and background, whether it's us internally or others that have maybe more knowledge and background than we do, but to make sure that every transaction is smooth and as easy and as painless as possible.
And Martha?
And I would like to add, working on a team is so beneficial. Our marketing director is phenomenal. We have a listing coordinator who takes the brunt of all of our listings, and videographer, and an excellent leader who we all love and trust, Andrea Curran. And so it just really makes it.
She leads by example.
We'll say hello to Andrea right now if she's listening. Hi,
Hi, Andrea,
Andrea.
you there? Hey.
Happy Bosses Day.
Happy Bosses Day. Well, Martha, let's tell people how they can reach you.
My phone number is 281-727-9903. Welcome to call, text, or email me at martha@andreacurran.com. 281-727-9903.
And Troy?
Mine is 281-229-8644. 281-229-8644.
Thank you guys for being with us today.
Pleasure
Thank
to
you
be
so
here.
much
Thanks
for
so
having
much.
us.
I'll say it one more time. Stay close to your Stewart Title business development person. That's right. We have 3 here today. We're going to talk to 2 of them right now, Rachel and Clarissa. Hey, guys, welcome to the show.
Hey, Bill. Thanks for having us.
Well, look, you guys are doing super work. And I always say this, stay close to the Stewart Title business development officer because we do unique things that people don't even think about. You are resources to the real estate professionals out there doing educational things, fun things all year long. Clarissa, let's tell people about your office.
So I am out of the Pearland office. We service Brazoria County and Harris, from Alvin to Rocheron, Manville, Pearland, or anywhere else that you want to bring contracts to.
That Pearland is some area, isn't it?
I love Pearland. I was born and raised in Alvin, so most people from Alvin know if you want to get out into the city, you go to Pearland or you go to Friendswood. So I grew up in Pearland as well.
Well, let's tell people, those that are hearing the show that don't know where it is, they might be listening on the internet or something. Let's describe where Pearland is related in relationship to Houston, Texas.
Okay. 288 all the way down, or 45, and it's one of the south cities at the bottom of the Houston 610, the last loop.
So pretty much people can picture a dot and then just go south.
And it's really long. There's the old part of Pearland, and now there's a new part of Pearland. It's a very long city.
That's right. I remember seeing one person in Pearland where I would visit, and it was right off of 288, which was easy. And then I went to see someone else. This is years ago, and I'm like, am I ever going to get there? Because it was a long drive
Yeah,
up
it's
the
about
highway.
like
That was old
there's
Pearland.
10, 15 minutes between both sides.
And where is the Stewart Title office there?
It is, I would say, closer to 288. Once you exit 288, you go about 5 minutes down, like if you're going to Golden Corral. and it's right there in that strip center.
So if I'm going to the Golden Corral, I could close at Stewart, then
And
go
eat a buffet. Yes.
I haven't been to a Golden Corral. I have been to one, but it's been years. I forgot they still had them. Do you ever go there?
No.
Okay. So, let's tell people, you have some super people that you work with in your office.
Yes.
I mean, in our business development people, I don't know how many we have here in Houston, maybe 17 or so, but it's the A+++ team, as
Yes.
are escrow officers.
Yes.
Who are the escrow officers there,
So I have
Clarissa?
3 escrow officers: Tara Hobbs, she's our branch manager; Melissa Wallace; and Tammy Tucker. They are both amazing. I like to tell agents to try them all. They all have their different processes, their different personalities. I tell agents as well, this is your business, so you want it in the hands of somebody who takes care of your business and who you can trust. Try them all, see you mesh well with, and follow them through with all your business.
And of course, as I mentioned previously, you also have activities to help the real estate professional in terms of CE classes, other educational things. Do you have anything coming up that we should know about, or
Yes.
because it's the end of the year and a lot of stuff happening?
Yes. So I have about at least 2 classes in my office a month. With the changing market, agents need to be on top of being conforming to the changes and not being scared to change their ways and their tactics. And especially agents who got in about a year or 2 years ago, they were spoiled with, the great market, and now they're stuck and they're like, well, I don't know what to do. And so I bring them all the classes they can use to their advantage. Right now, I think I have one with John
Bramlett, our Stewart Insurance.
Well, this will be a week later. But every month I have classes. So if they
that's awesome.
call or text me, go to my Facebook, they'll see all my classes.
Well, let's tell people the phone number there and how to reach your Stewart Title office.
346-479-5387. 346-479-5387.
That way they can stay in touch with you as you have things developing throughout the end of this year
Yes.
and next year. And speaking of Rachel Saunders, you also are doing incredible work with Stewart Title in a tremendous way, 24/7, Rachel.
Always 24/7.
That's right. So let's tell people listening the offices that you represent.
Well, I am the business development officer for Stewart Title in Friendswood, and then also our Gulf Freeway office, which is our fully bilingual office, right off of 45 and Fuquay.
So we're covering that southeastern area for
Yep.
those, again, outside of Houston. Again, if you look at it like a circle around the center,
Yep.
we're a
About
little
the
bit
southeast side of Houston. We're right outside of downtown, right off of 45. Our Stewart Title Gulf Freeway office is our fully bilingual office, but it's kind of like a city life because it's around. It covers so many areas between South Houston to Deer Park, LaPorte, Pasadena, and then you hit Friendswood, and then you got everything between Alvin and Leak City right next to it. Clear Lake is touching it as well.
Very active area.
Pearland, yeah.
Well, I can be silent in 7 languages, by the way. So in the meantime, also, I will tell people again from outside of Houston, the Gulf Freeway office is
Yeah.
kind of in between. Most people know Galveston, Texas. So if you were at the Stewart Title Gulf Freeway, you go south, you can hit Galveston.
Galveston.
Kind of sort of in the middle between the center of downtown and Galveston.
Matter of fact, I was in Galveston this weekend, Bill.
How was it?
And I saw the Stewart Title building. I didn't realize they owned the whole thing, but they did. And I took pictures. I was like, wow, this is huge. And it's historic. It's a very historic town down there.
Indeed it is. And on that note, I should say that Stewart Title, we're over 130 years old. Our company started, we don't look a day over 90, but we're 130 years old or so.
Yeah.
Started in Galveston, Texas. We're an international company traded on the New York Stock Exchange
Yes,
as
sir.
STC. And it all started right there in Galveston, Texas. And here we are today.
Yeah. Our headquarters for our worldwide company are right here in Houston.
Isn't that amazing, the
That is
history?
a very amazing fact.
Well, give us an idea in your office, Rachel. How's the activity right now? We hear about the market changing. What are you actually seeing there at the closing tables?
Well, I mean, we're still busy, of course. We have a lot of great amenities that Stewart's offering, like remote online notaries. We order Zachem, make it easier for the realtors and their clients to close and efficiently get their things taken care of without having to miss work or take a whole day to get that going. But it is slowing down a little bit as the market has slowed, but not as much as I was thinking it would be. So it's still picking up.
Well, I've said this many times on the show before today, regardless of market conditions, to me, the October through February is just a super time to buy a home for a million reasons.
It is.
Just
Real
saying.
estate's always a great investment. You'll always get your return.
Give us an idea of some of the things you're doing at your offices, too. You, too, have great things happening.
Yep. We are offering trainings, of course, but we're also, as business development officers, want to help our realtors grow their business. We know that we have to invest in them so that we will eventually grow ourselves. So it's very important that we help them with their marketing efforts and so forth. So we try to bring as many tools to their awareness and make sure that they're using it efficiently so that they can start marketing efficiently to get the business to come into them.
That's a big thing.
Yeah, marketing is a key.
Well, the fact also, and that sometimes I forget that myself, you're helping them, bringing the real estate professional, the realtor tools that we have access to, that we share with the realtor, that sometimes they may not know about it, and we go way beyond that. Every now and then we might have lunch, right?
Absolutely.
But in the meantime, we are there to serve in a business way and help them develop their business, thus the title Business Development Officer.
Yep. Realtors need to have great real estate partners when it comes to lending and when it comes to title. And Stewart Title is one of the very best that you could possibly have on your side.
I'm sold. If I buy a house, I might come down there and close. Can I do that?
Absolutely. Anywhere.
That sounds good to me. Also, before we close the segment, and we want to mention Susan Bottoms, because every once in a while, Susan, it seems to me that that area, that southeast Pearland, South Alvin, all that, sometimes you do things together with Susan Bottoms, another business development person, and even Jennifer Bradley, by the way.
We work very closely together.
Yeah, we're so interlinked with all of our realtors. We want them to feel comfortable that they can go wherever they need to go that's convenient for them and their clients at any of our Stewart offices. We have them covered. Yeah.
Clarissa Mendez, Rachel Saunders.
Just follow us on Facebook, keep in tune to what we're doing, and we'll help you out.
And you will grow your business.
Yes.
Have a little fun in the meantime. Also,
Always.
your phone number again, Clarissa, is
346-479-5387.
Rachel.
832-418-4778.
Thanks for being with us again.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you.
Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title would not be possible without our partner, Stewart Insurance. With a focus in real estate and a special focus on real estate brokers, Stewart Insurance creates insurance plans to address the risks facing our industry today. They invest a significant amount of time helping real estate broker owners offset and manage their risks. Here he is, the guest host from last week, and super awesome guy, John Bramlett. Hey, John.
Hi, Bill. Welcome back.
Here, well, it's nice to be back. Great show last week.
Thank you.
I always feel very comfortable when I leave because I get to hear the show just like everybody else.
Well, I appreciate that, and I always enjoy hosting, but it's much more fun to be on this side of the microphone. That hosting job is too much work.
Well,
you're helping prepare 3 guests or 4 guests plus preparing for the show itself. It's a fun challenge, but it is a challenge.
No doubt about it. Well, here you are having fun today where the workload is lighter and you could share more insurance information with us.
Absolutely. I thought today we would talk about the 6 parts of an insurance plan. And really, with almost any insurance plan, you're going to probably have these 6 elements within it. The first one is declarations page. So it basically, the deck page summarizes the details of a plan. So what type of coverage it is, what are the key details? What's the premium? What's the deductibles? Are there dollar limits? If so, what are those dollar limits? What's the policy number? The period of coverage, and if there are any endorsements, sometimes we'll list those endorsements. So that's the declaration page. Followed by that will be the definitions, and it's really important because it defines some of the common words you'll find in a plan, and it very much narrows those meanings. So this section really gets rid of any ambiguity within a plan. So we understand what insured in this plan means, or what insurer, what that means in the plan. So it truly defines those, and then throughout the plan, you'll see those words either highlighted, or they can be in bold, or they could be in quotation marks to reinforce what those definitions are. And then if you're looking at a plan electronically, sometimes you can click on those words and it'll take you back to the definitions page so you can truly see what that definition is. The second or the third section is kind of the guts of an insurance plan, the main body, and that's the insuring agreements, or sometimes you'll see it called policy coverage. And that defines who and what is covered, what the insurer, the insurance company, will and will not cover in exchange for your premium. So it provides a very broad view of what's being covered. So that's a critical element within the plan. Equally important are the exclusions and limitations. So what's not covered? list the areas of the plans that does not cover. For example, a home plan is not going to cover flood. You're going to need to have a separate flood insurance plan. They'll talk about policy limits that were mentioned in the declaration page will be in greater detail. So you'll truly understand what those limits are, or in some cases, maybe there's a sub-limit. So if it's a errors and omissions policy and the liability limits are $1 million, you may have a $500,000 sub-limit for fair housing, or you might have a $500,000 sub-limit on pollution. So those are kind of the things that would change, that you would see in that. Exclusions can also appear throughout the plan. So they're not only listed just in the exclusions and limitation section. They can be listed throughout the plan. So it's important that you are knowledgeable of and take the time to understand all elements of the plan. The fifth section are the conditions. So these are the policy provisions that qualify or limit the insurance company's promise to pay. You'll find out how to cancel a plan in this section. You'll find out about renewal steps in this plan. If there's an opportunity for a tail coverage or an extended period coverage once the plan is over, you'll find the terms for an extended period coverage within the conditions. And then the last one would be endorsements. And in this section, it basically modifies the main coverage. So this is, if there are going to be some specific changes to the coverage, this will modify them. So they may add coverage. It may revise a definition. So maybe the definition for insured was talked about only the person that's named on the policy, but then you get into the endorsements, and the insured could be those named in the policy plus those that are employed by the firm. So that could be, a way that could be changed. And then is there any restrictive or excluded coverage that could be listed with an endorsement? So those are the six areas of a plan. The other thing that's important to take a look at is some of the language. So is it absolute language where it says always or never, or is it inclusive language where it could be and or? Because that'll tell you how strong a point of view is on the plan from the carrier's perspective, or how negotiable it might be.
Well, what dawns on me is I'm thinking that people, now I'm sure there are some people that read the plan, and or at the very least question the person they're working with, like at Stewart Insurance. That's one of the features. They can talk to a Stewart associate and learn, and even ask questions they didn't know to ask until the Stewart person told them about certain things to consider. But 6 important parts of an insurance plan. But also it dawns on me that someone might be out there, and maybe, I don't know if it's the majority, I know it's me, when it's time for renewal, it's like, hey, honey, did we renew? Oh, yeah, just go ahead and pay it. And many people, because we're so busy and there's so many elements in a person's life and a family's life, it's good to drill down, and it's good for you to tell people about these things, because I think many people just say, hey, our insurance is up, let's renew it. Oh, it's gone up by X, and that sort of thing. So I hope we're doing some good here where we can help people say, look, it is important to look at what you have, and if you can't read it all, call up your insurance representative and ask those questions.
Absolutely. So while these 6 elements, chances are they're going to be in every plan is different. Even every plan by the same company is going to be different, the same carrier, based upon who the insured is. So it's important that you understand what's being covered, what risk you're placing on the insurance company versus the risk you're taking on yourself. So it's important to understand that. And in our world, we call that our clients being properly insured. And if they understand their coverage and they understand the risk that they're offsetting with the insurance company and the insurance plan versus the risk that they're taking on themselves, and they're accepting to that, then in our mind, they're properly insured.
And in fact, I encourage people right now to use that term and to use that thinking that when you think about insurance and all the categories of your life, ask the question, am I properly insured? Are we properly insured? I think that's a good starting point.
Well, it is. And you mentioned earlier, things change over a year. So if you're a business, have your revenues increased? Have you added more associates to your team? Have you added more services? Have you added locations? I mean, those all can affect your insurability. And the same goes with an individual. Do we have more drivers on our car now? Do we have more vehicles? Have we expanded our home? Have we downsized our home? Are we using our home more often for business purposes? Are we entertaining more at home? All those types of questions need to be discussed so that we can make sure that the coverage that you currently have still fits your needs, or do we need to look at additional options?
And that first question you asked is easily answered in my household, because unless the dogs start driving, we haven't added a driver. Just saying.
But maybe you added a second car.
Well, actually, I did.
You
You're
did.
right. Yo, that's right. I forgot. You're right.
So we need to make sure both of those are properly insured.
Absolutely. The other thing, John, that dawns on me, as this is show, yes, 450, we are bringing insurance segments each and every show. And I don't know how many hundred shows it was where you first began. I'd encourage people, again, go to stewart.com/radio, where you can hear an insurance segment each week, at least in the last 3 years or so. You're bringing forth new information every week, and even sometimes reminding them of what we should know in the insurance realm.
Well, absolutely. When you look at the listeners' breakout by segment within the show, the insurance segment always is the one that spikes everything.
There's always
the ratings just jump.
We're told that every week.
By me, right?
Well, in fact, Clarissa has done the research. She's saying we have at least 2 million listeners.
That's right.
Clarissa?
That's right. She did. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So she is on to something.
If you do want to be properly insured, whether it be for your home or family, or your real estate business, if you're a real estate broker, independent title and attorney agent, property management firm, mortgage banker, we can surely help you out to become properly insured. And you can reach us at 866-798-2827. That's 866-798-2827. I'd like to add one other thing, Bill. You were talking with our guests earlier about routines and the benefits of routines. There's a great book that's out there called 15 Secrets Successful People Know About Time Management. It's written by a guy named Kevin Cruz, and it's a fantastic book. And it's not just about time management. It's about prioritization. He interviewed top athletes, top business people, top scholars about how they manage their time and how they set priorities. But there's a whole section on routines, and he actually has routines from several very successful people that they share what their routines are. So if that is an interest to our listeners, that's a great book to read.
And next week, we're going to find out what your morning routine is. So we'll let people hang on that until next week. John, the phone number once again is
866-798-2827.
Thank you so much.
Always a pleasure, Bill.
As we wind up the show, he is back, Ozzie Ramirez with eXp Realty. Hey, Ozzie, before we close the show, let's tell people again about your company and what else should we know?
The biggest thing is we're about personal growth, and we're about loving on our agents, and we've created a different kind of culture for us. It's called Agents Empowering Agents, where I open our book and I share everything we know about real estate with whoever wants to learn about it. And every week I make
within
a video.
Your company?
No, anybody. I
okay.
don't care where you're at. I don't care what you do. It's about abundance. I want everybody to win, and I celebrate their wins just like I'd celebrate my own.
So you're helping realtors far and wide. And as far as when you do that, now you mentioned something about a YouTube channel that you have as well?
Yes, sir. It's called Agents Empowering Agents. I put a video out a week, and sometimes it's about mindset, mentality, like overcoming adversity. Sometimes it's actual tangible things you can put in your business to grow. The overall premise is if we can raise even the lowest bar of the real estate agents, so whoever's at the bottom, if we can lift them up, the entire industry lifts. And when we're all realtors, we're all wearing the R, so we represent that same brand, and maybe people will start looking at us as much better professionals than maybe we have in the past.
And again, that's Agents Empowering Agents. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we have Facebook, we have the YouTube channel, and also if you want to get on the mailing list, I'll shoot the video out every week as well too, and it's been a lot of fun.
Sounds good to me, Ozzie. Let's tell people how they can reach you, Ozzie Ramirez.
My number is 713-201-4089. That's 713-201-4089. And AskOzzie.com is where we love answering questions and helping people.
AskOzzie.com. And the phone number again is?
713-201-4089.
Thanks, Ozzie.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And here they are, Troy and Martha Downs with the Andrea Kern team and Compass Real Estate. Hey, guys, welcome back.
Thank you.
Well, here we are. Get a little closer to the mic, if you would, please. So let's tell people, as we close the show, what else do you want them to know about your company or anything else?
Our community support. We spend a lot of time in the community. For example, we just recently hosted a dessert day. I don't remember the specific name. We brought desserts for one of the elementary schools in the Fairfield area of Cypress. We do Lucky Mutt, which is helping for adoption of dogs. Andrea's got just a wonderful soft spot for animals in general.
I'm glad you said that because I was going to ask her what happened to the dog whose name is Tucker. That was on her
Would
Facebook.
you like to have him?
Right now, I got my hands full, but you guys are helping dogs.
Absolutely.
We are.
You're helping them find homes. Are you fostering them? I mean, that's so important.
One of our agents does foster dogs, Christina Sheehy. We partnered with Kendra Scott a few weeks ago to raise money for the Lucky Mutt Rescue. We're doing a pumpkin carving contest, so send us your pumpkins, and you can win a $50 gift card to the Brook, which is a little boutique out in Cypress that we love. And also, we have some clients opening a Plato's Closet, and so we'll be doing a clothing drive for them. So it's just all interactive
Supporting
community.
the community.
Yes.
I mean, that's
So
what
you're
it's all
helping the
about.
community in several ways, but also when you said the Lucky Mutt, is that the animal organization that you're helping the most?
Yes.
The Lucky Mutt. What's the word? You know their website by chance? I guess people can Google the Lucky Mutt because there's a lot of dogs and cats too that need homes. So we encourage people.
Should be LuckyMuttRescue.com.
We actually, Andrea and our team website, Andrea Curran Team on Facebook, I think it's every Tuesday or every Wednesday, but once a week, we post the Lucky Mutt of the week.
Okay.
And there's some information there that they can use. Tucker's in-house. He shows up at our
That's
office
good.
from time to time. So
people want to know about that. Yeah, well, if people want to know more about that, they can reach out to you. And if they want to buy or sell real estate.
Absolutely. 281-727-9903.
Or 281-229-8644.
I'd say the numbers at the same time, but they're different. So one more time, Troy, on your number.
Mine is 281-229-8644.
Super awesome.
281-727-9903.
There you go. And as we wind up, just one super important last thing. We have Tammy Barner, our business development officer from Cypress. Yes, she was on just a week ago, but she is so awesome. One last word as we close the show, Tammy. Cypress is such a busy office. You're doing tremendous work there. As we close the show, what else do you want people to know about the Cypress office?
I would love for you to know that Stewart Title Cypress is located 21 miles northwest of downtown Houston. We are located right off of Highway 290 at the Skinner Road exit, and we have a fabulous team of 11 ladies that have tremendous knowledge of the title business, and we'd love to see you come in. Marby Phillips is our newest escrow officer. She is bilingual and 20 years experience in the business.
It's unbelievable, the longevity we have in the super professionals, the A+++ team that we provide there for real estate professionals and buyers and sellers everywhere. Tammy, before we close, your phone number is?
My phone number, you can reach me at 713-203-8640. 713-203-8640.
And once again, as we close the show, thank you all for listening to Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. Yes, show number 450 on behalf of John Bramlett. I'm your host, Bill Knapik. Here today, Tom Carpentier, Larry Warren, Justin Ramirez doing tremendous work in leadership between Stewart Title and Stewart Insurance. Again, thanks for listening. Don't forget, go to the show website, which is stewart.com/radio. Stewart.com/radio. You can see and hear the shows and also see what's happening in the studio. We'll see you next week. Thanks for listening.